Welcome back. On September the 10th, the Seaver Autism Center, they're going to be hosting their 21st annual Advances in Autism Conference. And joining us with a preview, we have Savannah Lennertz. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Lennertz is in the house. So tell us about it. How did you get this started?
Sure. So the Seaver Autism Center was established 25 years ago with a mission to understand the causes of autism and treat autism. And one of our core missions when we were started was also outreach. We're doing all this great research, but it means nothing unless the community has their hands on it.
Yes.
So this is our 21st year holding the annual conference. It's very unique in that it brings together people from all across different disciplines. So people who are physicians, clinicians, researchers, but also people who are advocates, service providers, teachers, and individuals who have family members who have autism are invited to attend as well. We have a number of scientific speakers talk about the most recent findings in autism research, but they're told to speak in a way that someone who isn't an autism researcher can understand it.
Yes. So what are some of the latest, any breakthroughs or anything like that that we need to know about?
Sure, we're going to be talking a lot about genetics at this year's conference. There's a lot of evidence that says that there is some kind of underlying genetic cause of autism. Our director, Joseph Buxbaum, is the founder and one of the co-directors of the Autism Sequencing Consortium.
Sure.
It's a collaboration of a number of international scientific research groups that share genetic data. And the idea is that by gathering lots of genetic data, we can start to pinpoint what specific genes or patterns might cause autism.
Yeah, so if you go to get a needle for certain things at an early age, does that affect anything?
There is
Inoculation?
very strong proof that vaccinations do not cause autism. We do have a team that tries to understand epidemiological causes, so whether certain chemicals during development or whether environmental factors can cause autism, but vaccinations are not one of them.
What's the date of that, the lectures that are coming up?
It's September 10th.
September
It's a
10th.
Sunday. It'll be at the New York Academy of Medicine, which is
okay.
103rd and Broadway,
I know
or
exactly
103rd
where it
and
is.
Madison. It's a beautiful space.
Okay, yes. And so many people coming down, you said from the scientific community?
A number from the scientific community, it's about 50-50. So a number from the research community, but also members of the general public. So individuals who know someone who has autism or teach kids who have autism.
Yeah, we know a lot of people in the community that, that have children that are dealing with autism and different spectrums. What will the community learn upon coming to this event?
I think it's a great space to learn about the science. There's a lot of misinformation out there, so this is a really excellent place to be able to hear what are scientifically proven avenues of research and future directions in research that could really provide hope to families. It's also a great space. You're sitting in a lecture hall or in a big room, and you can be sitting next to a leading geneticist and a teacher. It's a really great collaborative space.
Should people bring tape recorders? Tape recorders.
iPhones.
Yeah, well, iPhone, you have the tape recorder right in the iPhone. I mean, but they should take notes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And in the program, we leave lots of space. People usually have a lot of notes and a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. And how, is there a follow-up? Can people keep in touch with the people that they heard that day?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of the day, we have a panel discussion. So the audience is invited to ask questions of our day's speakers. And we also have a number of service organizations that are present. And so they have an opportunity to interact with those folks. So there definitely is an opportunity for people to kind of stay in touch and be tapped into the Seaver Center network.
Yeah. Now, how did you get involved in this?
Sure. I've been working in healthcare for a couple of years now. I was working at Mount Sinai Hospital and was kind of looking for a transition, and the spot with the Seaver Center opened up, and it's a great place to be. It's really fascinating and important science that we're doing.
Any good news stories? Anybody? Because there's a lot of people with autism, and they run that gamut, the spectrum. But a lot of people are doing well in society.
Yeah, absolutely. With the more we know about about autism, the earlier that we can detect it. So it's proven that early detection leads to better outcomes as far as kids being able to get into therapy and services earlier. A recent study came out from our center in collaboration with a couple of other groups that says that children who have grandmothers or close family members who have frequent interaction with those children tend to have earlier detection. Yeah. Grandmas tend to have experience raising kids and aren't as afraid as parents to say there's something that's not quite right here. So that's a promising avenue of research, that by building a network of people who are helping to raise and watch your child, that can lead to earlier detection and better outcomes.
What do people notice when they have a child and they think there's something different?
So the core kind of symptoms of autism are deficiencies in social communication and interaction, and restricted and repetitive interests and behaviors. So we say it's a spectrum because it can manifest itself in a number of different ways, but it can mean a child not making eye contact, not understanding nonverbal social cues, being really focused in a kind of one area, like being really interested in cars, for example, but nothing else, or repetitive motions like flapping.
Where can we get more information on what you're doing?
You can check us out at SeaverAutismCenter.org. It's SEAVER. There's more information on the conference on there as well.
Savannah Leonard, give her a big round of applause, everybody. Marketing and Communications Associate, Seaver Autism Center for Research and Treatment, the ICANN School, Medicine, Mount Sinai. Yes, thank you so much. And come back with more information.
Absolutely.
Yes, we love
Hope
it.
to see you there.
Thank you. And we have to take a quick break right here, but coming up, we'll take a look at Peace Housing and more. But first, Lehman Stages held their annual Kids Rule Weekend, filled with performances and games and a whole lot more. Justin Rodriguez has a story.